Hello, welcome to Tunisia first of all. My name is Makram Halloul. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager for a hotel here in Sousse. First of all, I would like to say hi to all the Americans, our friends. Myself, I was working with an American company, it's a casino, who was here in Tunisia. I was studying in Canada and I was traveling a lot in the States. I was in New York, I was even in Ocean Springs, if you know it, in Alabama, of course. I was in Dallas, I was almost everywhere, Philadelphia. I like to say hi to everyone. What I wanted to say is that the American people are very friendly, very cultivated people also, but they are cultivated because for their own country and what's happening in their own country. Unfortunately, for Tunisia, they started to hear about it so much. Only the few, let's say, 60 days ago, with the revolution that came in Tunisia. I wanted to say what I think. I think that the media that was spreading and was covering the situation in Tunisia have done their job the way that they do it always, which is almost only headlines, let's say flashpoints, and also covering the what we call it, only this is sensational, let's say. And unfortunately, there was not one who's been making a real good, let's say, reportage, a good journalism about what's Tunisia, the situation in Tunisia, and who are the Tunisians. I invite all our friends from the States to, let's say, to make their own research and to see what is Tunisia, who are the Tunisians, what's the story in Tunisia, what is the history of Tunisia, and what is the Tunisian people. If you go and you will double check, you will see that the Tunisians are completely different than all our, let's say, neighbor friends, who are our friends also. Let's say Morocco, Libya, Algeria, Egypt, all the other Arab countries. We consider ourselves as a little bit different than anyone. Everyone likes to say so, but we are convinced that we are one of the most moderated, let's say, nation. And that we are very cultivated people, and it was showing in the revolution that has been made. In only, let's say, 3 days, we achieved to, let's say, change the whole government. And it was done without any blood from the revolutionary people. The blood that has been spread is because of the government who tried to, let's say, to stop them, to manifest and to do what they want. The good thing is that, thanks God, we are cultivated people, and we are, let's say, we are more than 90% of the country that is, let's say, with studies. And our bigger problem is that we have a big percentage of unemployed people from the universities, and this is a good problem, because we can capitalize in this, and we can work on this to rebuild our country and to do the, let's say, the recovery of Tunisia quicker than anyone else. Of course, we need the help of everyone. We need the support of all the democracies that, let's say, they encourage people to be democratic, but sometimes in tough times, we are afraid that they will let the people down. And this is my request, friendly request to everyone, to it's the time, what we say, it's the time to help the Tunisians and to open their hearts, to open their minds for this special culture, and to come and visit us and to see who are really the Tunisian and what is the future, and to try to rebuild the future of the Tunisia and not let these people, let's say, down.
Makram, let me ask you, you're a marketing manager for a large hotel here in Sousse, and for those who don't know, Sousse is the third largest city in Tunisia along the coast. Tell me what happened for you, as someone involved in the tourism industry, from the days prior, the weeks prior, to immediately after? How did that change that as far as your employees, your business, life here in Sousse? What was the change that took place?
The change, there are lots of changes. Let's say the tourism, Tunisia, 7% of, let's say, the income, 7% of the PIB in Tunisia is from the tourism business. Tunisia is very known in, let's say, Europe. We are, let's say, we are the Haiti, and we are Cuba and Mexican for the European countries and Eastern countries. We have 7 million tourists who came here all the year round. And this year was supposed to be the record year for the tourism in Tunisia, and it was going to be a record year for my hotel also. Unfortunately, with the situation that's happening, and it's very understandable, we had to make, let's say, we have to stop what's happening in Tunisia, and let's say the abuse of the power, and let's say the president and the family of the president, and the people had enough. And when we have enough, we had the courage to make it stop. And it's the price to pay that we had some, let's say, unfortunately, some problems that happened. There was, let's say, strikes, there was, let's say, manifestations, and there were people from, let's say, the Tunisians who were killed, unfortunately. Some people say 79 on the beginning. Now it shows that it's almost 200 people. But these people, they didn't die for anything. They did die for the freedom of Tunisia, and we are accepting what's happening after. For the tourism business, most of the countries, we say all the countries, ask their people to go back to their countries. Myself, in my hotel, I had 700 guests at that time, which is very good, and we went from 700 to 100 people. And I give a big thank to the 100 people who choose to stay even in these particular times, because they said, we know Tunisia, we know the Tunisians, and we are very safe here, even with the problems that are happening. And they stayed, and they were very, very, very safe. And as a hotel manager and the employees, they were, let's say, ensuring their safety in the hotels and outside the hotel. And also we continue to work as to provide a good service to our guests. And if you go, I'm not going to make advertisement for my hotel, of course, but if you go to websites who are, let's say, like TripAdvisor and everything, you will see the comment of people after that they went back to their countries saying that everything was fine, they were happy that we've done our best for them, they were very satisfied, and also, and mostly, what they said, that they were happy for the Tunisians and for the revolutions, and they are happy and they are sure that the future will be brighter than it was before.
Akram, how can you help distinguish for Americans what happened here? Americans, the media was covering here in Tunisia, and then Egypt had its revolution. The media suddenly left Tunisia, went to Egypt, and there we saw on the news, in the media in the United States, some very terrible things happening in Tahrir Square. And now the media has continued on with Libya and Bahrain. How can you describe the situation, both from, not only for tourists, but just generally for Tunisians in general, of security? How can you describe the situation of safety? Because Americans still don't distinguish between the different countries in the region. What can you tell a little bit about what has happened in Tunisia, what the level of safety, what the level of change how it has taken place here compared to some of the other countries?
This is why in the beginning I said that it's very, very important for the people to know the history of Tunisia and the Tunisians themselves. Tunisia, we were called the country we call the dragon of North Africa, and we were called also the dragon of all the Arab countries, because the population, we are 12 million people. We are the first who give the right to the woman, total right in 1956, we were even, let's say, ahead of some European countries to give a total right for the women. This is something that is very important. We invest lots of our, let's say, expenses, the government expenses, is for education. Then we were considered, and we still considered as one of the most modern North African people, African countries, and mostly one of the most modern Arab countries. And with the medias, I'm not saying the American medias, I'm not going to say that they've done part of the job that they're supposed to do, but lots of European countries, and especially the French people, because they know us very well, they made very good, let's say, reportage and lots of documents. And the experts, they were saying that if there was a country to go for the real democracy, like it's in the American or like in Europe, it's Tunisia.
Meaning Tunisia has the intellectual capacity and the people capacity.
It has everything, the background, the let's say the infrastructure, the people, all the ingredients for a country to become 100% and really a free country and really a democratic country. It's Tunisia. Then it's not, let's say, a surprise for anyone that Tunisia was the first country who sparkled this, let's say, light of freedom. And this is why, after certain times, our brothers or our friends from Egypt, they started to copy our model. And this is what we are very proud of. We were the first country who let's say, sparkled this era of, let's say, new democracy, hopefully in the Arab world and in North Africa. But what I wanted to say also in this sense is like, we are completely different than anyone and any other country, and this is why, and it shows in the way that we have, and that the revolution evolved and went from one situation to another. And this is because we have lots of intellectual people, we had lots of people who understood and who went to the right, let's say, points, and they made the right decisions. This is thanks to, let's say, the civism of our people and the Tunisians themselves. If you see, 2 days just after the revolutions, people were a little bit afraid of there will be a lack of stock of, let's say, food and everything. There were very, very civilized lined up to, let's say, to collect the food for their families. People were out in the streets, cleaning the streets, where some other people choose to make some strikes. And this is, let's say, it shows a patriotism and a civism from the Tunisian people.
Akram, we're sitting here in a cafe where I'm speaking to you, and right behind you, and I captured some of this on camera, I see a number of women in the cafe, very contemporary looking women. How indicative of this, and how would you made reference to Tunisia being very different than other countries in the region. How typical is this, and how representative of this?
What I wanted to say, I'm surprised that you asked me this question, because this is something that is normal in Tunisia. You will not ask someone in the States or in a coffee telling him how it comes that women are in the coffee. Here it's a normal situation. Women here and in all other places, in the discotheques, in the bars, everywhere, it's normal. This is our life. We are like this. We have Muslims. We have some people who don't believe in anything. We have people who believe in other religions, and everyone is free. And this is our situation. We are very moderate people. And this is, I repeat, please read and see the history of Tunisia, and you will see that we are a very moderate people, we are peaceful people, and we welcome everyone, and everyone do whatever they want.
Makram, thank you for taking the time to speak with us, and we hope a lot of Americans will listen to what you had to say, and I can certainly say that I don't think what you're saying is unusual among Tunisians. I think you're speaking in a very representative voice, and I really wish you a lot of good luck in what goes on in the next several months.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you.